Our advance has taken a severe thrashing, but we must carry on. We are to secure this corridor and assault the German airfield ahead. Capture each sector and move on to the next. Godspeed.
Much obliged. Now.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Aaron Sampson here.
And Ryan Schubert.
We're going to play some Battlefield 5 today.
Yeah, we got the Battlefield 5s going.
We're already in Grid Operations, which is a kind of a rush-like mode. We actually have not. We just fired the game up, so you're going to watch us.
Yeah, this is totally fresh. Like, haven't played this part, haven't practiced any of the multiplayer. Just diving right in.
Get on that tow system. All right, let's
we've
get
got
in this.
Basically, early review copy of the game, and we're just gonna dive right in. But before we dive right in, announcement: everybody should know that GameSpot is going to be live streaming all weekend for charity. It's the Extra Life Marathon. It's about 72 hours long. So show up, hang out with all your favorite GameSpot people from around the world: United States, UK, Australia. Everybody's gonna be in there. Okay, let's get going.
Starting with getting in a vehicle here. All right. We are... All right, doing all right, team. Let's do this. Let's capture a point. I don't have anything unlocked yet. I noticed that I had some veteran stuff, which we can go into the menu and take a look at after this and see what it gave us for being veteran players. Also, for those of you who just want to get into the game tomorrow, you can actually throw a grenade back at you, sir. You can get in on Battlefield for. I'm trying to split my attention here. You can get on Battlefield for $15 actually if you just do the Origin early access or the Super Origin subscriber, whatever they're calling it these days. And you can actually play this game tomorrow for $15, and then hot tip: if you don't like it, you just stop paying, and you've paid Battlefield for $15. If you do like it, then it's up to you. Keep going. As I've mentioned, this is the first time we've played, so you're gonna see me kind of learning as we go. Yep, that's tank.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
I have.
All right, handgun versus tank.
Rocket
Let's
launchers.
Go.
So some
Private Ryan style.
of my starting gear isn't all that useful. Support class is starting with AT mines, which you're gonna have to get real close. Oop, there's a guy right here. All right, guy right there. Some of the new additions are. Nope, he knows I'm here. Where are you? That was a rock. The attrition system, which means you run out of ammo more often. Had an interesting interview with the lead multiplayer producer who said they can actually adjust the attrition system based on the map and the mode. There's a man right there. Oh, that smoke effect is actually pretty good.
Heck yeah.
All right. Not a bad way to start. I was going to try and shoot down an airplane.
Okay, so noting right off the bat here, the artillery camp objective has an artillery weapon.
That's a good thing, Ryan. Why don't you talk about useful objectives, which is a kind of a criticism we've always had of Battlefield.
Yeah, I think both of our sort of bigger complaints of Battlefield over the last few installations has been that objectives often have almost no purpose. They're just sort of almost an arbitrary point in space where there's a flag to capture. Whereas a lot of the older Battlefield games had objectives that actually had use for your team, where there would be vehicle spawns, artillery, ammo, just stuff like that, that make it actually worth capturing, not just to hold the majority of points in Conquest so that you have a lower ticket bleed.
Although right now their team seems to be holding the majority of the points. All right, let's see if I can C4 a tank, because that's a fun thing to do.
I have to say for sure, though, this looks fantastic. Which is, of course, expected from Battlefield and the Frostbite engine.
You gotta worry about. I kind of feel like Assault has all the goodies this time around. Nope. We'll see. We're like really early in the unlock system, but from the alpha and the beta, it felt like Assault had all of the good stuff that, like, a lot of it you would traditionally have given to the engineer class. Like the anti-tank stuff, I don't know. We'll see. They're kind of anti-infantry and anti-tank, which is a bit. That's a lot for like.
It definitely feels like, since I want to say Battlefield 3, that they started to lean away from the significance of having different classes.
And you can also sub-specialize this time around. Nope, he's the same guy. So you can have your assault be even more anti-tank, which... I guess there isn't an engineer this time. It's a support guy. We'll see. We're just digging into it for the first time today. We did play Alpha Beta. I did play 3 War Stories at a preview event. And did an interview with David Sutherland.
Do we have any word on when the review is going to come out? We had people go to a review event.
So we're not going to do the review from the review event, just because it's a controlled environment. We don't necessarily like doing our reviews from environments where the developers get to choose what we see and don't see, and also we can't really we don't know what the servers are going to be like in the wild.
Right. So we want to see once it goes live how it actually plays.
Yeah. Let's try some destruction. Nope. Can I?
Can you crash that car?
Yep, that's my guy. The old switcheroo.
Oh, yeah, the old never get on a mounted gun rule.
Why do they even have mounted guns in Battlefield anymore?
It's a one-way ticket to a headshot.
Something else they're going to try and improve on post-launch is, I think even if I unlock a scope this round, I think I have to quit out of a match to actually use it. Whoa, good ragdoll.
That is actually something that has been frustrating about Frostbite, that it seems like they've either never made an effort to fix or are just simply unable to fix about the engine, that they can't you can't edit loadouts either like in match or between matches. You have to fully quit out of matchmaking to be able to do that stuff.
My feet are on fire. All right. I probably should figure out what I'm actually supposed to be doing. Oh yeah, that one self-heal thing. So now everybody gets one self-heal. That was beta feedback. All right, should I go for C? Where should I go, Ryan? I should request.
You got some maps?
Should request
some maps.
Squad orders, probably. Barbed wire.
Some orders.
Nope.
You should run out there and get shot, Aaron.
Some people, I swear to God, in this game, some people are too good at those long-range shots, and then when you try it, you just spray everywhere and not hit things.
So while we're waiting for Aaron to respawn, quick question for the chat. You know, what if any, is your favorite Battlefield game? Kind of curious to know where people are coming from. You know, I feel like I've been playing Battlefield forever now. But a lot of people got started on 3. A lot of people came in at 4. Bad Company 2. Yeah,
so they had a challenge. You know, again, I did an interview with David Sutherland, who's the lead multiplayer producer. He was saying that he totally understands that challenge. Oh, I'm right back in the turret. I think, can you duck again? There was, in old Battlefield games, you could totally duck.
Oh, yeah, you used to be able to duck there. Nope. You're able to get out.
The nice thing about
and get shot.
The nice thing about the World War I tanks were that they had those side cannons, so you could switch in Battlefield 1 to the side cannons.
Oh yeah, and well, actually, all the personnel vehicles in the modern games too had like the machine guns on the sides.
But yeah, no, they fully recognize they have a bunch of different audiences in Battlefield now, depending on when you came in. If you were in Bad Company versus Battlefield 3 versus even the old Battlefield 2 players.
Let's see, in the chat we have some 4, some 3, some Battlefield 2, people going back to the Battlefield 2, which was honestly, I think a lot of people felt like was in some ways the height of Battlefield.
When they first, yeah, I mean, that was when they
on
first...
PC, like the height of PC Battlefield. But then Bad Company 2, and we've got some Bad Company 2 in here. Bad Company 2, I think, really just fundamentally upgraded the franchise in terms of, like, the destruction was amazing. The maps, the purpose-built maps. We had purpose-built maps that were made for Rush, made for Conquest.
Oh, towing system. I really want to try
And then it is
out.
also sort of impossible to forget the Vietnam expansion for Bad Company 2 as well.
I want to try the towing thing. I'm going to mess around a bit. Oh, no, that vehicle's already gone. Where'd that tow vehicle go? Oh, tank's already on fire.
Just getting that tank.
And they have a... So I think those vehicles are supposed to tow these vehicles. I'm really curious what players will do later on when they start to mess with that system more. That looks like a pre-destroyed vehicle. We're going to take a hike.
That's another thing that I've had sort of a gripe with since Bad Company 2. Like after Bad Company 2, with like from Battlefield 3 on, was they knew they had a good thing with destruction in Bad Company 2, and then they just walked it back and walked it back. And now you have these maps where you have pre-destroyed terrain. You have, like, it's like a battle has already been fought here, and you don't get to do it. And the greatest thing about Bad Company 2 is that every map started pristine, and it took all of the players to completely destroy it.
It's cool. We destroyed it for you. Can I do the old switcheroo on the medic? You take their medic kit and then you revive them. I gotta try that. That's an old Battlefield 3 tip.
That is classic, right? Yeah, take out an assault, take their kit,
Let's try
drop
the
the
old
health, switch back.
The old kit switcheroo. Let's see if we can do it. Can I switcheroo? I can.
Bob Jones is asking, what was the heist Battlefield game? That was Hardline.
Oh, buddy revive. You know, I liked Hardline more than I'm willing to admit.
You know, I think that Hardline tried something new. Hardline tried to change it up a little bit. We had, you know, a different theme that really didn't fit the franchise. And if you were, you know, maybe into the cops and robbers type thing, you probably thought, you know, Payday 2 was better. But I gotta say that I think they tried and they did okay.
Whoa.
And, you know, a certain amount of credit is due as well to, you know, as much as Hardline might not have been as popular as a core Battlefield game, Visceral did a lot of work on improving the engine.
They did a lot of interesting work, too, so they fixed the sound through floor bugs. They added in, unique melee weapons. If you don't remember, they're the ones that made it so that you could shoot down helicopters with just regular weapons. So, like, players could just focus fire on air assets, and they weren't as helpless as they were before, which I thought was really cool. Come on, I can't duck. There's got to be a duck. I can't duck. This is like a thing in Battlefield that... All right, can I switch seats? Nope.
That's some old Battlefield.
Yeah, like, because otherwise, I don't know, turrets are always death. 100% just always death. Guaranteed death. Oh. I can't believe I actually hit somebody.
But yeah, just to give it a little bit more, I don't know, I think fair lip service for a lot of things that were janky and didn't make any sense about Hardline. I thought it was kind of cool to take the Battlefield-style gameplay into a different environment. There were a few maps in that game that were legitimately fun to play.
So I wonder if you can jump...
Even though conceptually it made no sense.
Sorry, just real quick. I wonder if you can jump off this bridge. So one of the things they mentioned was wanting to have a map that repeated something like Dam Van Peak.
Yeah. Although Dam Van Peak had a purpose.
It did. Its purpose was fun.
There you go.
Actually, getting on a 50 cal has always been one of my favorite things to do in a Battlefield game.
Yeah. For as long as it will last.
I'm riding this beast into the ground. You know what? I'm gonna try and jump off. Nope, time to go. Oh, that's interesting. He goes out through the back. Okay.
Oh, wow.
What was that?
Ragdoll.
Tank. Panzer Shrek. Actually, that was just a Panzer. Straight up Panzer. They're doing some interesting stuff with the story after this week, too. I think, in 2 weeks they're doing the German storyline, The Last Tiger. Obviously, they'll have to handle the subject matter delicately, but I'm more excited about the idea of large tank battles, kind of like Bandar Desert.
Bandar Desert was great.
Man, I'm not good at recon, but this feels like such a recon moment.
Yeah, maybe you gotta do some sniping. So, can we actually see the map for a second?
Yeah.
Kind of trying to get a lay of the land. Like, where...
So this is Grand Operations. It's more of a straight shot. Oop. Are we doing this? We're going to do a suicide mission across a bridge. This is going to go great. I can tell. Nope. You're not.
He does not agree.
You're not. Come on. Oh, you know what? I bet there's a lower route. There's a tank stop. All right. I mean, like, Battlefield's at its best when you can just do dumb things. So let's find the lower route.
Got to unlock the Jeep stuff.
Why is there? Oh, okay.
Okay, that.
Oh God.
Oh, some things never change in Frostbite.
All right. Let's do this. Yeah. Now you're with me. Now we're nope. No, you're not with me.
Does not like where this is going. This is a pretty big map.
Oh God, it's
try as you might to turn that over, Aaron.
That is the you know, in Battlefield Hardline, that's what I always just call the hand of God. It just like tries to right your vehicle like you're a toy every time.
Good luck trying to flip a vehicle.
I wonder if they have any like spawn. You know, like was it the LAV from Battlefield 3?
The Amtrak.
Amtrak, you're right.
The Amtrak, yeah.
All right, come on, guys, come on.
Spawn
on me. You know what you gotta do.
Driving the Amtrak used to be one of my favorite things because I'd loved just trying to find like a weird place to hide that thing near an objective where it would take the other team like minutes to figure out that our team was spawning all over them.
This is not gonna go well solo, but we will explore for exploration. I'm not gonna hold F by myself. Oh, team's doing E. All right, let's go help out with E if we can, without getting shot.
Comp Groupa thinks it's weird that we got it early. This is review copy, and it is also retail. So this is the full version of the game.
Where'd their whole team go?
We've got it here to stream for you.
One advantage of being a video game journalism outlet. Oh, I can sit here.
Wow, just sort of sneak your boot in. Oh.
I thought I was going to be able to get up on that thing. Level 2 assault. All right. Can I emote? Yep. Cool. I'm anchoring. I like anchoring.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually one of my favorite things to do.
Should we still going to stand out there, though.
What?
Oh.
All right.
Wait. You got Jeep stuff.
I do have Jeep stuff.
Spread it around the objective.
And you can Jeep stuff this time, actually. I have stuck it to vehicles in the past, and it worked. All right, we're in a fortress. This is going better than I expected. That's a nice mosaic. There's none of that. None of that. Doesn't look like they're doing any of the photogrammetry. That's the way you pronounce it, right?
I'm pretty sure that is exactly how you pronounce it.
So should I just go to G? Like, what's my team doing? Oh, okay, they're back fighting for D and B. But this is Grand Operations, so are we just supposed to be moving forward? Is there like a lock-in mechanic?
Right, so what separates Grand Operations from Conquest?
Is, what I can tell so far is a straight line. I thought, so the Grand Operations on, the Narvik map, you actually took a series of objectives, but then they were kind of permanently taken. And this... Okay, I definitely hear the other guys. So I'm trying a classic Battlefield flanking maneuver. And I don't know what happens yet, because this is the first time we fired this game up.
Oh.
So I wonder if we can just take a rear objective.
Fucking dying here! Medic!
So bleeding out is new.
That's a lot of blood.
I'm wounded.
Or you can just skip the revive. This is... People thought it took too long in the beta. So apparently my team is going back to take a rear point. How you doing, good? I want to just spawn on you. How about you? Let's do this. Nope. This is the danger lockout, which is actually kind of nice.
Yeah, it took a little while for them to come around on having the danger spawn lockout. But I think we all, as Battlefield players, agree that was an upgrade to gameplay.
Yeah, I mean it's nice to not immediately get shot in the back when you spawn.
Or just
that's right. Okay, all right, we're doing this. I totally forgot about this. We're gonna build things. Let's do this. Nice.
Battlefield craft.
I don't know why you would ever build a stationary turret though, because it's 100% death all the time. Let's build this. Let's build this puppy in the open. Nope, getting shot at.
Honestly, though, I think this is kind of a cool feature. This is something that I think is definitely, to me, a pretty cool addition to Battlefield, is being able to sort of build up your fortifications.
I'm kind of I don't know, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite over the past couple seasons. Whoa. Kind of in the mindset, if you're going to let people build, just let them build. Don't limit where the building happens. Whoa.
Whoa.
Nice. I
Good
like that.
fortifications. Worked out.
Ah, they towed up a 6-pounder. So again, we're just kind of learning the map right now. That was cool, though. It looks like the other team actually towed up a gun.
In the chat, Frederick is saying, no, this is not for me. They better leave this World War I, World War II era and get real. We want modern weapons to fight with.
So my pitch for the next Battlefield game is... Oh, for the love of God. My pitch for the next Battlefield game, if I just could make it whatever I wanted, would be Special Forces across the ages. I would love to have a Special Forces Battlefield game that... Kind of like how Bad Company 2 did it. They went through a couple different eras. And also modern. It's kind of hard to beat helicopters. I will always miss... I'll always miss helicopters. They're just such a fun part of Battlefield, and any era that does not have helicopters is
just not as cool.
Not as cool.
Inherently.
My other pitch is I bet you can destroy that.
Now, we also did a video recently about World War III, the game. If you're looking for a modern shooter, the World War III might be what you're looking for. It's very, very similar to Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 a little bit. It's still early access.
Whoa.
There's still a lot of work to be done on it, but it does scratch that itch pretty well, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just looking for the modern Battlefield 4 style game, World War III does have it. Oh, that sounds like a V2 coming in. Where?
We got somebody calling. We got me calling for Bad Company 3 in the chat.
Yeah, they should just make Bad Company 3.
It does seem strange to me that they have completely avoided Bad Company 3.
It feels like if this game were just pitched as Bad Company 3, a lot of the silliness over customization would have gone away because Bad Company is just silly by nature. Didn't get that squad spawn in time. Maybe I should just... This guy's doing so good, maybe I should switch to medic and help him out. All right, let's try this. I don't really have anything unlocked yet.
The tickets are almost out. Get in there quick.
Just gonna get some revives on. Nope, he's gonna get shot in the back.
Oh. 12. 9. 8.
We'll
5.
See. Yep.
Oh, it's not going well.
All right, team. Let's do something.
One.
We got one ticket.
One ticket.
Should we have the honor of being the last to die?
Capture it. Stop the bleed.
Oh, okay. I got a grenade.
Now as long as nobody gets killed.
Yeah, we're good.
You're good.
Nobody die. And we're good. Nope. Who died?
Nope. Somebody died.
We failed to rout the Germans as planned.
I blame whoever died.
0 to 20. Ah, so close.
Regroup with our
I do apologize. I'm going to segment some shadow play capture because we may use some of this footage for our review. So you might see me stop and start some shadow play. What questions do you guys have so far? What battlefield would you guys like to see next? And are you interested in this battlefield? Their roadmap coming up, they're going to do in the next 3 months. Rush. I thought Grand Operations was going to be held, but it seems like it's out.
Okay.
They're going to do tank battles within a couple weeks, and they're still working on Firestorm, which I'm not opposed. Like, Firestorm seems like Battlefield, if anything, Battlefield's probably one of the better matches for Battle Royale, to be honest. They've always done large scale.
Well, they're sort of, back in Battlefield 3, sort of was a battle royale.
Their Aftermath.
It wasn't single spawn, but yeah, in the Aftermath expansion, there was Scavenger, where you started with, I think, a knife and I think you had a pistol? Maybe somebody in chat can remember.
And you picked up guns that just had different amounts of bullets in them, which I thought was always really cool. Battle Royale mode is not going to be out until spring. So you can get in, for those who are just joining us now, you can actually get in tomorrow on Battlefield 5 for $15 with Origin's Super Pass thing. And then if you like it, keep paying. And if you don't like it, cancel after a month and you've played Battlefield 5 for $15. But they're gonna, Battlefield 5 has a pretty long roadmap going at least through spring. Whether it can compete with, games like Anthem coming out, Division, we'll see. Like, it's cool. They're not gonna segment their audience. When you pay once, and then you'll be able to play on servers, any servers through all of the rest of the content. That's the idea, as opposed to past Battlefields where if you didn't have the DLC, you couldn't even get into the server queue. For a lot of servers later on. Oh, okay. Now I'm remembering. So Grand Operations has phases. That phase was like the Conquest phase. Was the Conquest phase of Grand Operations. And I think now we're in more of a Rush phase.
Okay. Made is saying, I miss Rush mode. I 100% agree. I miss Rush mode too.
Rush is coming. It's one of the things coming in the first 3 months.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay, let's open up some new routes. I'm going to try this.
Charges placed.
But that's for Jeeps.
Yes! All right, we got routes that are actually opening up. Unlike Battlefield Hardline that, remember, like, the only way to open up was to... Oop, that's a guy.
We still have scope, Clint.
Remember the only way to open up, like, vaults in Battlefield Hardline was... Man, my team is really dying on this.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't use any actual...
C4
gadgets.
to open vaults, you actually had to...
You had to do a QuickTime event.
Yeah, QuickTime event.
Basically, QuickTime event.
Which is so not Battlefield. Man, I gotta learn how to feather again. I'm impressed with this team's...
Slappy?
This team's use of smoke is good. Right now, these other teams are properly using smoke.
Crime is asking, do they have custom games, or can you run a server? I'm assuming that would be down the road if it's not going to be available at launch.
Usually rent a server comes later. All right, so so now we have to go, okay, we're holding A. We probably have to hold, what, A and B? I got to get a feel for these guns. Nope, that's a grenade.
Have a snack.
Have an ammo snack. I don't know. I think we just have to hold this and then... Does anyone on my team have smoke? Because that'd be awesome. How... My question is always, like, how did they kill me from that range and then I try and do it and it doesn't work?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Self-heal.
I got one of those too, buddy. We both have one of those. All right, they're smoking. I'm going up and right. Oh, that was a ammo station. Oh, that was a sniper.
Sniper
All right.
with a big flashlight.
This is where previously I would have loved to have had a mortar. All right, team, we're doing good. Doing good. Push it up. Chill on this.
I really
Nope.
don't. I really don't. I still don't like the scope, Clint.
It doesn't. It kind of like is the exact opposite of what a sniper rifle should be, and I feel like they solved that problem a long time ago just with trace.
Right, back in Bad Company 2, you just had sort of a bullet trail you could see, and that
gave them the first shot, which is what a recon player is supposed to have.
Like if you were looking in the right direction, you would notice it, and that was kind of enough to hunt down a sniper.
But you know, if they went for too long and overstayed their welcome, then you would figure out exactly where they were, which I think is perfect. Okay, good job, team. Good job. Let's do this. Cross open ground. Nope, nope. That's trying to figure out the slide. Slide's so easy on controllers. God, I want to snipe that man so bad with a rocket, but I just don't have one right now. Nope. Huh. I actually died to one of these earlier.
Really?
Yeah. Nice. That's pretty cool.
All right.
All right. Did I get my rocket back? Because I really want to kill this sniper.
There we go.
Yes!
Oh!
I'm a rocket man.
Nice shot.
Oh, there's another guy who needs to die. Time for you to die, buddy.
Where is he? Ooh, good hit.
Worth it. We streamed Battlefield 1 the other day, and I was most deadly with rockets against horses. That was my specialty.
Travis Graham is asking for war stories.
We can definitely, if you guys want to see it, well, I'm happy to hop out and do a war story.
Now you've played some of War Stories already.
Yeah, they're good. They're good little snippets of the war. I like how you're not stuck in a one-person story, and it's a chance to tell a lot of interesting stories. You know, obviously, I don't really come to Battlefield for single player. I've always kind of felt that. I don't know. My question has always been, what are you giving up for single player? Like, you know, in that regard, I kind of respect Call of Duty for just not doing single player this year. Because how many more maps does that buy you, you know? How many more modes does that buy you?
Right.
But on the other hand,
I totally agree with that, actually.
You know, that's just my opinion, and I know a lot of people play these games for the campaigns, in which case, from what I've played, you probably won't be disappointed. I gotta say, the skis were so much fun. It was weird, but one of the missions had skis, and it was my standout favorite new addition to this game. So much so that I hope they add it to multiplayer. Man, this feels like that hill in Bad Company.
This is a very tough advance.
Yeah. It's interesting. You see those guys getting pinged? Oh, you see it just getting destroyed? That's cool. The house is getting destroyed. Man, could really use some more ammo. Here, let's just jeep stuff. I want to jeep stuff.
Do it.
Looks like the house is getting destroyed, which is cool. All right.
Oh. Still, you got a good kill out of it.
Kind of want to see what happens when we start getting scopes in the mix. COD puts very little effort into their modes, though. Like they were the pioneers of gun game. I think Kill Confirmed was at least something over Team Deathmatch. I don't know. I very much like Call of Duty this year. Quite a lot, particularly with the hero operator focus. Okay, so you're not on the squad, so I can't revive you. They've made changes to some of this stuff. Nice. All right, got a little tank advance going. Getting killed by the crossfire. Let's go, team. Oh, we got to take B, and B's in the middle. Ah. Nope, nope.
Oh. Watch your back.
Oh, he's just right there on that rock. This definitely feels like one of those meat grinder kind areas where
a little bit of a bottleneck.
Your whole team has to push at the exact same time, or you're just not going anywhere. Oh, they're up on the hill now.
Oh no.
The temptation to snipe here is real.
Let's give it a shot. How are your sniping skills?
A little rusty, but might be worth it. Although my rocket sniping skills better. So they're kind of coming around on a flank right now. So there's an area up there. Oh, 97. Oh, my team's pushing right. Interesting. Oh, okay. We still haven't taken B, so we got to hold A and B. And I fired my 2 rockets, and there's a tank. So that's my signaling.
Was that a squad order?
That's just a... What? I can try recon. I'm curious. Because recon now has the spotting scope. We're only playing Grand Operations right now. The other thing... fatal injury. The other thing we can hop into is Conquest, so we can take a look at and explore some of the maps kind of at will. I think we're in day 3 right now. Just going to focus on...
So Super Mandible Claw says this looks as boring as BF1. Do you feel like this so far differentiates itself from Battlefield 1, or is it just sort of more of the same?
Yeah, I'm curious. So, like, I think people's definition of boring is different, depending on what you're looking for. Good job, medic. Where am I? I think typically when Battlefield 2 players come in, what they consider boring is too much infantry focus, as opposed to more of a slower tactical move around the map.
Right.
Maybe after this we'll pop out and try and find a Conquest server just so we can explore it. How do I get out deploy overview? So I want to switch class. We don't have any unlocks yet. Is there even a scope
Boy,
on
the
that
team
thing?
is really not making a push on B.
I mean, the other thing that you and I have always found with Battlefield games, okay, I got the mine, spotting scope, is if you're on a losing team, oftentimes it's just not going to change. There's definitely some clearly dominant teams. All right, let's put a mine here. Nope, nope, and nope. How is he still hitting me? Nope, nope, and nope.
Yeah, that didn't go well.
Let's see if he steps on my mine, though. I put a mine right over my body. Step on it! It's right there. It's right there.
It's right there.
Come on, step out. Man, okay.
Okay,
Tank.
now they're starting to push for B.
All right. I like tanks. Let's try it. How do I... Does this tank only have 1 gun? F. Nope. Got 2 guns. We got repair. Oh, just when I got the tank.
No.
Our offensive has turned into a disaster. I've ordered a full retreat of all remaining forces to avoid encirclement. We are in a precarious position, but the greatest redemption...
Extreme 1505 says, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Yeah, I think that's a general rule of all video games. I mean, actually, I think that's just generally in capitalism. If you don't like it, don't buy it. That is the best vote that you have.
With Dre Day says, any sign of the whimsical vibe from the trailers, or was that aspect completely scrapped?
Customization, it's likely still there, but we can go take a look for you. Actually, you know what? Something I really want to do.
It's a good question, though, because those, like that first trailer in particular was just bananas.
They have said that they've toned it down. Paratroopers. So I'm going to have to back out if I want to look at customization, which is something that
So this is still a grand operation. Is that correct?
Yeah, on Rotterdam. Dynamic weather is kind of cool, though.
This is sort of what I thought kind of dragged down the fun for me in Battlefield 1, was that in this attempt to sort of try to replicate Rush, they just were stringing individual matches together. And that got, to me, that got pretty boring. Especially like having to wait between matches. Like back in the day, playing Rush, you took your objectives and you kept the momentum going. And here it's like if you have momentum, it just totally dies for 45 seconds or a minute while you're waiting for the next map to load.
After each day, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are going to get Rush within, I think, the first or second wave of DLC. So maybe I'll play this for a little bit and then we'll pop out because I want to take a look at some weapon customization. I want to look at Conquest, and we had some requests to do War Stories.
Yeah.
War Stories has a prologue that kind of I can get into, which is an overview of the entire campaign, essentially. So you get a sampler. That man has a British logo on his gun. No, artillery. All right. Does that mean I can fire it? I can't fire it. Where did it go? Is there going to be like a splash? Okay. Maybe Recon calls the ball on that one? Oh, okay. They're coming in. You're supposed to shoot their paratroopers. All right. All right, team.
Hey, it's almost Sen Crossing.
They, David Sirlin said that they were heavily inspired by, that's their paratroopers. Heavily inspired by some of your favorite maps from Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. So I think you'll... Okay, it's cool. I like how my team's fortifying here. So you probably will see... Oh, we should have blown that bridge. You can do that. You'll probably see things that you recognize at least the flavor of. What is the artillery? It says I can fire it, but what am I? Didn't seem like I was aiming it. I was just.
N2 to Music 1 says the sound quality in BF games is so good. I played Black Ops and I don't like the gun sounds. Every gun sounds the same to me. That is something true and has always been true for Battlefield. Is the sound has been such a crucial part of the game.
And that is something I think that, despite some of our criticism of Battlefield over the years, I don't think you and I have ever felt that the sound wasn't top notch. The sound has just been excellent from start to finish through the entire series. And Frostbite is so good at sound. Where's my... Do I not? Oh, I don't even think I have my syringe yet.
Although, shout out on the side to Insurgency.
Yeah, if there's a game that's done incredible sound design lately, it's
like
been
if
Insurgency.
If you're looking for a shooter on PC that does sound, Insurgency is amazing.
Insurgency also does some things that I would love Battlefield to do. Actually, you know what? So we were supposed to have a co-op campaign at launch, which we're not going to have. Throw bandages. Okay, take bandages. But
what's going on in the water over there?
Co-op, in addition to single player and multiplayer, I think is like everything tying into one system. Oh, are you down?
Everybody's down.
Revive. Everything tying into one central progression system, in my opinion, is the best. What?
Oh.
What? I think that pole ate my
Ali
bullets.
says, who wants Bad Company 2 remastered? I'd take that at this point. Like, I would take Bad Company 2, just take everything, all the same maps, and just update them for current gen consoles and more powerful PCs.
I'm gonna try and blow the bridge.
I would totally take a remastered Bad Company 2.
I have kind of wondered why...
If we can't have Bad Company 3, I would take Bad Company 2 remastered in a heartbeat.
I kind of wonder sometimes why they hate money. I think a lot of people would play... Okay, let's try this. I think a lot of people would play a compilation. Nope. I thought that was a thing you could do. Was I wrong? Could you not do that? I swear that was a thing you could do. Yes, I did it. All right. Now a tank can't cross. That was worth it.
I'm glad they brought that back, though. Like, it's been a long time since leveling a bridge was an even viable strategy in a Battlefield game. It used to be you could do it everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember so many matches on variations of Wake Island where almost the first thing people would do is destroy the bridges. And make it a pain for the armor to move around. Or jeeps.
All right, let's get in this and figure out what's going on. What's going on is grenades from that side of the map.
The People's Champ says World War II, ha ha ha, so boring. I don't know. I kind of felt like I wanted World War II again a couple of years ago. I don't know if I still feel the same way, but Battlefield hasn't done World War II in a very long time. Not since a lot of this stuff, you know, since Frostbite got better. And I was definitely down to go that way. But that said, if you weren't here earlier, we were talking about World War III. It's a new game in early access. It's definitely not a AAA title, but it looks good. Sound needs a lot of work, but it is very much in the spirit of Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3.
I think I'm going to flip over to, whoa. Shot in the back.
And on fire.
And on fire.
You got a lot of problems there, Aaron.
All right. Let's do the back prone and see if we get shot in the foot.
Mo, can you get me?
Yep.
Oh. Oh, no.
We both have grenades.
Oh, that did not end well.
Grenade spam, less of a problem this time around, but still maybe. Black Ops, again, I'm going to keep saying how much I really like Black Ops this year. They've done a great job of just vastly reducing grenade spam, which is so essential in just making everything feel fair and skill-based as opposed to just whoever lobs the most grenades at an objective.
Well, I think only one of the characters in Black Ops has a throwable explosive, and then you can still equip a frag grenade if you.
To be fair, yeah.
When you unlock it.
If you get rid of your primary ability, it feels like a little bit of a cop out. I'd prefer they didn't even go that far.
To be fair, though, to be completely fair, the cooldown on that is as long as it is for everything else, so it's not that big a deal.
Charges placed.
They're just gonna. I think, honestly, in a nutshell, what I don't like in Battlefield is these funnels just get kind of old. Like when everybody just gets caught up in these funnels.
I like the funnel more than the just wide open fishbowl. I'll say that.
So like,
that's sort of how I fell off on Battlefield 1 was that there was like. The maps weren't so big that you weren't just constantly running in circles.
Oh, he was on the
right
ground.
There in the room.
So here's the thing. The respawns need to be far enough back that an advancing team can actually make progress. And when those spaces are just immediately filled with players running in as you're clearing them out, that creates a situation where you never feel like you're making any progress, and the match doesn't really flow.
Seems like a few people might be a little confused about something I said a few minutes ago. I did not say that Battlefield 5 is not AAA. I said that World War III is not AAA.
That's true. World War III is definitely early access.
But if you wanted that modern warfare type of experience, not Call of Duty, but like modern combat, then you might want to check out World War III on PC.
It's only $28 on Steam. Actually, I highly recommend it. It's not as polished as Battlefield. Sound design is not that great, but the shooting aspects of it are great. The weapon customization is great. The way that they handle objectives, I enjoy quite a lot. Can I build? Oh, I can build here.
It really does have that feel of like Battlefield 3 and 4.
Yeah, I mean, if you want modern, it gives you modern.
I think if you go out there and fortify, you're just going to get shot.
You can fortify here, though. Let's do this. Nope.
Not here.
See, again, these attrition systems and these fortification systems, I feel like they're built for large maps, and they just don't really work on small maps because there's just not enough time to do them.
Well done.
I was given a fatal injury. All right. Plus, this is a map that people have seen, so I'm curious. I really want to see the large bridge map that was in that original trailer. It's on here. It's at launch.
We definitely have to do war stories, but I would like to try and see one more multiplayer map before we're done with the stream.
Let's see where that guy's at.
Johnny Ryle says, PTFO, dude.
Problem with PTFO is just so much getting shot in the back. That's my biggest things with Battlefield is just the amount of time people end up behind you.
That didn't used to be a problem.
And I feel like in a grand operations style map, the funnel should be like good enough that if you're gonna do a progress-based objective, yeah, there's no way I'm going up there. If you're gonna do a progress-based map, you need it, like Bad Company got it. It was like a mixtape, right? So like the first objective was a little bit easy for the team to take, the attacking team to take. Then the second objective or the third objective was the really hard one, and they would end with another easier hard one. It was like the mixtape approach,
right?
And that gave people a really good sense of, like, at least I got somewhere.
And often, like, terrain changes and sort of, like, the scenario itself changed over time. Like, you might start off the rush map with taking a beach, but you might find yourself partway through, like, fighting in an urban environment, and then on a hillside after that.
Yeah. And they did a good job of using the terrain to make things harder or easier. So, you know, like, having to fight uphill is harder. Having to fight people in cover across open ground is harder. It was more than just, you know, like giving one team a tank or something like that.
Oh, this is just going to keep going. We might want to back out of this one.
All right, let's back out and try Conquest. Dude, just full on quit? Let's just full on.
Should we check out some of the menus?
Yeah, let me flip through some of the menus and show you guys. I'll tell you what, why don't we do some menus, then we'll do the prologue, because the prologue's just a good sample of everything.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
And then we'll go into a larger Conquest map.
Made is taking off to play Bad Company 2 on Steam.
Nice, you do that.
Heck yeah, go play Bad Company 2.
Twisted Steel's
just
the one.
Just a great game.
Okay, so let's flip through some menus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your company. Here's our soldier customization.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what we got in there.
Let's dig in. Oh, you know what? Actually, I had some veteran benefits that I think we need to do first. Let's see, assignments. Armory, here we go. 6 veteran rewards. It's always been the 1911.
The 1911.
We got the SAS operative.
Let's see, was it Battlefield 4? I'm trying to think. 3 or 4? 4, I think in Battlefield 4, the 1911 was my top weapon. If I went and looked at my stats online, I had the 1911 was my top weapon, and then my like 3rd or 4th top weapon was the separately available suppressed 1911, like the special forces one with the flashlight.
I think we ended up calling it the Han Solo gun.
So I was just 1911 crazy back then.
Wow, you have to accept these one at a time. Menus never been Dice's strong suit.
Nope. Nope.
Confirm, and then this should hopefully unlock some stuff for us to mess with the weapons, so we can show you guys real quick. A lard driver.
If you are just joining us here on our Battlefield 5 preview live stream, we have a review copy of the game. It's review time for Battlefield 5, and we are allowed to stream it right now, so we thought we'd share it with everybody else.
All right, your company. Let's customize.
Also, GameSpot is having a 72-hour charity live stream all this weekend, all territories, US, UK, Australia, everybody's live streaming. Just about everybody on staff, I think, is going to appear on the live stream, and it's going to be awesome.
That's quite a scope. All right, let's toss that scope on. Nope, that's not how you do it.
Get that authentic.
Yep, you got to click it.
1940s
optic
red dot scope.
Okay, this is got the muzzle colored. Let's equip that. Let's
But yes, this is a review copy. This is like the full retail version of the game.
Standard receiver. What? This is it's a lot of sub menus, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, equip. Quebec. And so you can color each part of the gun.
Wow, this is pretty granular.
All right, this is it's a thing.
Every little part. It's like Red Dead Redemption at that point.
Specialization. So this is their system that you were previously locked into. I think you're still locked into it. So you have to, I think, purchase a new weapon if you want to go down another path. So this gun has quick aim, custom stock, and then what is this? Quick reload, enhanced grips, light and stock. Okay, so you can kind of tweak guns how you like it. Should I click replace weapon? What happens when you click? That's
yeah. What happens?
That makes me nervous.
Do you get stuck with it?
There's a lot of menus here to customize. I'm gonna click it.
Before you click it and we find out that you get locked into it. I just
deleted something.
I have to say though, doesn't anything have to be better than the weapon unlock system in Battlefield 1?
Weapon unlock's not the strongest suit. Okay. Oh, cool. All right. Here's got a helmet and the illusionist. Can do like a decent jacket. I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Paladin.
I like that. I like that. I like Paladin.
Okay. Let's go with.
You got a better hat though.
You don't want the.
I kind of like that hat. But what are the other options?
And then face paint.
Ooh.
I don't think I have anything unlocked here.
Oh.
We can probably see if it gets too silly. It seems like they've toned it.
It's definitely not very silly.
Yeah, it seems like they've definitely toned it down. I don't have any of these, but if they bring back the silly stuff, it seems like it's going to be later on.
Zero says those reflex sights bother the shit out of me.
We actually looked it up. So they were invented.
I agree, though.
After the war, I believe. I think they were like kind of conceptualized during the war.
I know that a lot of developers will say that fun wins, but that's something that really bothered me with Battlefield 1. Like, there are so many weapons in that game where the explanation was, well, there was a prototype at that time. It's like, yeah, well, there weren't like 20 people on the battlefield carrying that prototype, though.
Yeah, I mean, World War I did not have tons of automatic weapons. Okay, let me get you guys into a war story real quick. Hopefully we'll just play through the prologue. Oh, sorry, Tides of War was the thing that was coming.
Oh, okay.
Grand Operations is there. I was incorrect earlier. And then Practice Range is coming December 4th.
They're bringing that back at least.
Let me do the introduction because it's like a good sampler of everything. Oh, that's right. You can kind of play these in whatever order you want. The Last Tiger, I think this one's coming in 2 weeks. Okay, we've already played through all these and posted some of it. Let's do, we're going to do the prologue just because it has a sampler of the war stories.
Sounds good.
Thorne saying Americans, Russians, Pacific Theater are planned, coming through tides of war.
I mean, if the full like roadmap that they're talking about, like what they laid out when they first presented this game, is legit, that they're gonna basically do all of World War II, that is kind of cool. Like the ultimate World War II multiplayer game.
The original content proposed will all be there by, I believe, March. If you want to play right now, though, you can play for $15. You just sign up for the Origin Pass. And if you don't want to pay the month after that, that's up to you.
You will now hear a statement by the Prime Minister.
Michael Bledsoe wants us to play the damn game. That's what we've been doing, buddy. We've been playing for about an hour. And we had some folks asking about customization, wanting to see some of the menus, so we're showing them that stuff, and we're getting right back to the gameplay.
Handed the German government a final note. I have to tell you now, this country is at war with Germany.
My father asked me if I was truly ready to go to war. He told me that the good soldier kills without thinking of his enemy as a human being. In the moment he sees him as a fellow man, he's no longer a good soldier. And I was a good soldier. God help me.
What's up, chat? We're playing
Within each of us lie the
Prologue
seeds
right
of
now.
an undefined greatness. We are the fathers of our own future. That future must be chosen, nurtured, guided. It must be driven with conviction. Lest our lesser natures let it stray into shadow.
Was that John McCain? I think John McCain was Vietnam. Battlefield does still have a story mode if you're looking for it. It's looks like 4 chapters. Well, prologue plus 3 chapters plus the German short story coming. I believe it's about 2 weeks. I believe we have a question. What video card are we using? I believe we have a 1080 in this.
Battlefield always looks good.
Yeah, some people seem to be enjoying it. All right. So this is War Stories. This is the prologue. The prologue just kind of takes you through a sampler of all of the war stories. That dude totally dodged my grenade. I feel like that heat effect just stopped all my bullets. I do feel like I'm getting caught on a lot of environmental objects. The old ankle snag problem. So much snow up in my face.
You know, given what they're able to do with Frostbite in single player, I totally get why they do single player.
And to be fair, a lot of people...
It does show off the engine.
In every condition, though.
It makes good trailers.
Weapons
yeah.
never dreamed of. But death is death, no matter where you are. And suffering is the same in every language.
The most egregious example of it just being used for a trailer was the airplane scene from Battlefield 3, where you didn't actually fly the airplane.
Oh, right, yeah. We disagree widely on that mission. I actually liked the co-pilot mission in Battlefield 3.
It's one of those.
And if I'm honest, it's maybe the only mission I really like out of the Battlefield single player, but then I've mostly skipped single player since then, if I'm honest. I've never been a big single player fan in these games, although I do think that Call of Duty had a few good single player story campaigns.
Call of Duty is usually good at single player. It's kind of what they're good at.
Modern Warfare 2, and I thought, what was the Advanced Warfare? I thought that one was actually pretty good too.
They had a very Battlestar Galactica style story that was cool. It had seamless transitions between fighting in spacecraft and ground. Oh, that was cool. See the turret pop off?
Mm-hmm.
I really am looking forward to the larger tank battle DLC. It's not even DLC anymore. It's just, I guess, content release schedule.
I think Battlefield thrives on larger maps, personally.
Yours, theirs, it didn't matter.
To me, it's like the larger the map, kind of the better.
The greatest killing machine is man.
For people who are talking about price, I would like to point out you can actually play this tomorrow for $15. It's the Origin Access Pass. And you could probably, if you're not sure about it, you could probably get what you want out of it for $15 and then just not subscribe the following month. And you would have played Battlefield for $15. Or if you like it, keep going. There are sections of single player campaign too that just completely open up, which is really cool. It's just an environment you can run around in. You seem dead. So right now we're playing the prologue, which is not deep in the story. It's just kind of a sample of the stories.
Hunter O'Clair says, I love Infinite Warfare. Echo Star agreed. Honestly, when they announced that there was not going to be campaign in the new Call of Duty, that's immediately what I thought of was Infinite Warfare. Just thought, wow, you aren't this time?
Total
okay.
War brought death home. It wasn't just about the soldiers on the front.
Because that was so
This
good.
time, the crosshairs found the workers on the assembly line.
I don't know, in
They
multiplayer
found the
shooters.
commuters on the train. And they found the children.
Oh god, air
on the
controls.
I mean, you know me. I am a proponent of multiplayer games that are multiplayer only, because that's normally what I want out of a multiplayer game. You know, I'm not that interested in the story, and I think it's okay for those games to coexist, but it's kind of frustrating that both have to sacrifice for each other. You know, we can't just have a really good multiplayer game and a really good single player game. It's like they sort of have to clash with each other.
I mean, you only have so much budget.
Exactly, and I just kind of wish sometimes they were different things. Like, I think a Battlefield branded single player franchise would be totally fine. They could, if they want to annualize the game, maybe do it that way. Have a single player every other year and have a multiplayer every other year, and make sure that you support both of them for long enough.
Interesting.
You could definitely play a Battlefield multiplayer game for 2 years with a good DLC schedule.
Oh god, air controls.
You know, you get new maps every few months, some new weapons. Like, they could do that.
They really should have taken Criterion's air controls from Battlefront, because they were so good.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Mouse controls are just so not good. Particularly in air controls. I think that's where actually you have a big advantage if you play on console. Flying is just way better. Or you can hook up that old joystick.
They're recycling the Battlefield music from Battlefield 1. Just saying.
All right. Let's do an air game somehow. All right. It's telling me to shoot people who are really far away. Am I supposed to shoot these guys?
David Schulenberg saying using WASD plus arrow keys is easier than mouse. Maybe you gotta switch up your fly style.
Criterion did it though, and it was so good. I legitimately cannot tell who to shoot.
Shoot all the planes. Just shoot them all down.
So I think that's a friendly. No, he's shooting back at me. I gotta invert. Nope. I gotta invert.
Airmen, infantry, volunteers, conscripts.
That's okay. The story moves on.
It didn't matter where the danger came from. The threat of death unified everyone.
Tanks. This I can do.
Victory.
Nope.
Okay.
I thought I was gonna be in the tank.
Now we've got Nijmegen.
All right.
There's the bridge you wanted to see in multiplayer.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes. Is there? Just checking you out. Nice outfit. That's a cool effect. You're probably going to tell me to do this. Again, this is actually just a prologue, so there's kind of a sampler of war stories as opposed to anything too deep at this point.
Got it.
A lot of the war stories do give you open areas to roam, which is actually pretty cool. This is just a more contained introduction to the game.
Oh, so more open areas is in like a little bit in the Bad Company direction?
It's actually a lot, yeah. Some of the areas are just completely open. You just can do the objectives however you want. You were meant to die your way through this intro. No katanas. Yeah, I don't have any katanas.
Man's unworthiest creation. What led it back to us? Does a hidden hand guide it?
Shake it off.
Birthing us in violence and blood?
Hunter O'Clair is asking, hey, GameSpot, do you know Tachanka? Do you mean Lord Tachanka?
Yeah, we don't make fun of the Lord here at GameSpot. Actually, I did one time.
one time you made the mistake of making fun of Lord Tachanka.
Yep. I think I called him one of the worst characters in Siege, and boy, was there hell to pay for that.
I love picking Tachanka, though. Just to troll a little bit. Just to troll a little bit. If your team is up, you know, just like picking like all recruits, it's like sometimes it's just fun to roll Tachanka. I don't watch a lot of Pro Siege, but I remember watching one match where somebody picked Tachanka and just used Tachanka to level out all of the walls on the map, and then just get off the machine gun.
Always searching.
Just like right before the game started.
Sometimes finding brothers, sons and daughters, mothers and fathers.
Vic546 is asking how many of those open environments are in multiplayer maps.
There is no other world.
The one that I played did not cross over into multiplayer.
Crime is saying, wow, skip other people's legit questions to just read about Tachanka. How do you disrespect the Lord? Boy. Come on, Crime.
Maybe Tachanka will get his mojo someday.
Hey, they change that game all the time.
Is this game historically accurate? Maybe in spirit. The war stories are actually based on actual research that they did, but do not expect multiplayer to be historically accurate because you die more than once. If it was historically accurate, you would get one life. You'd buy Battlefield, you would get one life, and then the game would uninstall itself when you died the first time.
Let's see. It's quarter after. Do we want to do a little bit more multiplayer?
Yeah, I would like to hop into Conquest because we haven't taken a look at that yet.
All right, I was just giving you a little shit, Crime. What questions actually have we been missing?
So, honestly, like, I think if you're looking for historical accuracy, the war stories is where that's at. Otherwise, video games, they tend to focus on the fun. Okay. I'm really worried about just clicking into a random conquest because Battlefield has a history of...
Is there any server browser?
There is. They were kind of full. All right, let's look. There's a history of it throwing you in a match by yourself. Multiplayer conquests.
Yeah, I'm with Crime here. We definitely want to see new maps.
Yeah,
so
I would like to.
Any way to server browse, I think that's probably the best way to do it.
You can server browse. Okay, so you can server browse. It looks like I can't do it here, but I can do it for Grand Operations. It was... Nope. Where was it? I was there a minute ago. It was when I hit play... 1 second.
I remember it.
It was there. I swear it was there. Multiplayer... Advanced search? Here we go. Grand Operations on this map. We haven't seen this map yet, but I kind of wanted to see Conquest. Do you guys want to see Grand Operations? I think these are all
Twisted
full.
Steel is the one you wanted to see.
We haven't seen this one yet, so let's just hit it with... Let's just hit this one, because they're on Twisted Steel right now.
Should we give chat a moment to catch up if they have a preference? I think Twisted Steel is maybe...
We haven't seen
Twisted.
We haven't seen Twisted Steel yet, so let's hop on this. Although we are still in Grand Operations. Please stick to multiplayer, happily.
That's what we like.
I would like to get into Conquest either on the stream or a little bit later today, though, and just kind of see what the free form is like on these maps. It looked like these only have 4 maps in rotation per mode, though, which is...
That is worrying. That's the Battlefront approach. The thing where I remember when they, before Battlefront launched, they said, oh, we've got 8 modes and all these maps. And then when you went to play, it was like each mode had 4 maps.
It's kind of what you've talked about with Siege, where you can play an entire night without ever seeing certain maps easily.
That's what I love about Siege. You know, especially if you're playing ranked, you know, those matches can take 45 minutes. And, you know, if you only play a few, then you don't really get bored of the maps.
Yeah, whereas if this has 4... It's possible I'll go back to server browser, but it honestly looked like it only had 4 maps per mode, and there were only 2 modes right now at launch, so...
That's suspicious.
It's, we'll see. We will see. If I'm being honest, I think this game still...
Up at the bridge. Light them up.
Where? Nope.
Oh, right here. Yeah, only 16.
Bring the thunder! Fortification destroyed. Can I destroy the trees that are there to strategically block my view of the objective?
We've got a couple people in chat. General BD21 and Rudo1 Mart both asking for sniping. You might have to try it, Aaron. You might have to get ahead of it.
Take one for the team.
Take one for the team.
I will. I'm more of a tanker engineer, but I will happily show you sniping if you like.
Now you sound reticent, but let's be real. We've had many conversations about how satisfying it is to snipe in these games.
Yeah, actually, one of the interesting things we did an interview and they talked. David Sirlin said he actually wasn't opposed to making a snipers only mode in the future, which I would actually love because. I think some people hate sniping because it's effective, but also obnoxious for other players at times, but feels so good, which is why I think a sniper-only mode would actually be fantastic. Should I help my team or just go take B? Let's help the team. Nope. They're...
I mean, I would say one of the most satisfying things to me in a Battlefield game is getting one of those, like a 700-meter...
Headshot.
Kilometer headshot.
Headshot.
Where you can't even see the guy. Like counter sniping. Like, you know the sniper's there. You know he's on the hill. You can see his muzzle blasts. And you just have to kind of just walk the rounds in. Use your rangefinder. That's in the modern ones, of course.
Now, I will say there are some really good improvements to this game. I have limited amounts of ammo. I only have 12 more rounds in this tank.
Classic.
So tanks can't just go indefinitely.
Crime says, or just let people create custom games so we can come up with crazy cool modes.
You know,
that's legit. That is totally legit.
I'm not even gonna go that far. We just want the ability to make playlists so that you don't end up playing maps that you're not interested in.
I mean, Battlefield 3 and 4 had, you could find like pistol only, shotgun only, sniper servers, but I think what you're talking about, right, is having like the maps being sort of almost like choosing maps in situations that are like ideal for sniping, not just having the option to use your server settings to rule out everything but sniping.
Oh, he was there.
Because that creates a situation where usually, the problem with those X or Y only servers, at least in my experience, was how often people would just go to those servers to troll them and find like the most obnoxious way of making it not fun.
Kind of want to drive through this house just to see what happens. Nope.
Next tank.
Okay, next tank we're going to drive through a house. Look, I'm not good at sniping, but for you guys, I'll try a little bit just so you can get the flavor of it. It's definitely not my strong suit. So fair warning. I have a sniper rifle. It is on my person. All right, got a flat gun to the right.
You could probably provide some overwatch for the move on A.
I kind of want to jump up on a bridge. Oh. Is he dead? Can you finish?
That is a dead man, and you missed him.
All right. They were all up here. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
What? Where'd that bullet go?
So many opportunities up there, Aaron.
I told you, though, I'm not a...
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Okay.
The other thing I want to try is spotting, because you can apparently spot now. All right, let's change our mentality to I can.
You can. You got this. I understand,
spot.
though.
I can spot. See, look. He spot.
There
he
we
spotted.
go. Can you call in artillery, though? That's the question.
Yeah, it's a good question. Is there like a thing?
I missed that from Bad Company 2. That was just awesome.
Body shot. Respectable body shot.
Ooh, there we go.
All right.
There we go. All right.
They're all just kind of flowing up from A, and I'm steadily running out of bullets because they just keep spawning like rabbits.
Yeah, this is a really good spot for sniping.
That's how rabbits work. They just spawn all the time in real life. So I'm not being effective, mainly because I'm almost out of bullets, which is the attrition system, and also because they keep spawning.
You're just going to have to get closer. Go through the...
Nope.
Oh. How did he get through?
Isn't that always the question in Battlefield? How do they do the thing that you can't do? I feel like everybody feels that way at some point in Battlefield. Somebody always does something. Like you line up a guy from range, you get the perfect shot, and you fire first, and then you die.
I'm gonna be honest though. I am that player.
You're the guy who kills.
If I was like, no, I'm the like flank.
The flank player.
Flank from where you shouldn't be, or to where you shouldn't be. I used to love how in Bad Company 2, they wouldn't rule out of bounds the back of the map as the game moved forward. So if I was on the defending team, I would, like, as a sniper, I would camp out somewhere, let the attackers move all the way past me, and then take up a sniping position behind them. I love that. That's one of my favorite things to do.
At the risk of
I was that guy.
At the risk of an unpopular opinion, I kind of feel like Battlefield should tone down the player count. I think if they're going to do small infantry, 24 is actually better. Gives you more of an opportunity to just do something, as opposed to 64. Like 64 just feels like too many on. It's just too many for a good match. He's coming around, isn't he? Watch out.
Watch
Sneaky
the other
man.
side of that tree, yeah.
Kind of want to turn this flat gun around. Can I? Can I turn this around? So far I haven't been able to remove trees, which you used to be able to, I think in Bad Company, you could remove trees that were in your line of sight. Somebody tow me. I want to get towed.
Use my muse saying, literally describing the worst playstyle. Sorry, bud, but, you know, Battlefield is kind of about finding your playstyle. It doesn't require to play a certain way, honestly. That's sort of the point. But I hear you. It's kind of it's a scummy way. I'll own it.
What am I getting accused of?
I think he's referring to my let the attackers pass and harass from behind as sniper playstyle.
You know, most of the things that people complain about are because they're effective tactics.
Also true. Crime says, have you heard anything about competitive mode? They did one for Battlefield 1, but it didn't go far.
What are you interested in?
Also Hunter O'Clair is saying goodbye. Goodbye, Hunter. Thank you for joining us. You get on a mounted weapon, you get shot.
Yeah, but I got kills first, so it was worth it. I'm still recon.
General BD21 says, on medic class, have you tried pulling a player out of harm's way?
So that was supposed to be in the game. Let's try it. It might not be at launch. I feel like a lot of features are not at launch. But will be coming by March. Huh. This kind of goes back to my argument where I just feel like for small spaces like this, 64 is... I'm sliding down a hill. 64 is too many. I think they should actually probably reduce these down to about 32 for these smaller objectives.
I think that's okay, honestly.
All right, I'll try and chase and drag a man. That man is down. Do I have smoke? Do I have the smoke grenade? I do not have the smoke grenade. I might have to unlock it.
Dustin Cordell says this game has nothing on BF 1942 but eye candy. Is that true? Do you think that, you know, Battlefield as a game hasn't really progressed since its roots, or do you think some things have improved over time? Because I personally think that it has gotten better. You know, each iteration has had some improvements on gameplay or performance that were definitely warranted. Like, as much as I love Bad Company 2, I do have to admit that, like, Battlefield 3 was an overall upgrade to gameplay itself, like just the base mechanics.
Also, you know, we forget customization came in much later.
Right.
All right, let me try and drag a man. He was pre-dead. Somebody killed him already. See, like, how do you make progress when there's just so many people running on the objective at any given time? Oh, that's the smoke. This is the smoke. Okay. That makes more sense now. I thought it was a grenade launcher, but it turns out that's the smoke launcher. Oh, so it's like Bad Company's thing. Where you can fire the smoke. Okay, I think I'm going to be more useful now that I know that.
Smoke is absolutely vital to pushing the objective.
Okay, have an ammo snack. Or not. There's very ominous music going down right now. It's probably what we're going to get.
Because you are out of dudes.
Not enough dudes.
Not enough dudes, man.
We ran out of dudes.
Well, day 2 is over.
Joel's playing Fallout 76. What do you think of Fallout 76 so far?
He's saying he'd play it before this.
Somebody saying player count is what sets Battlefield apart. I feel like that used to be true. And then the hero shooter came in, and the hero shooter just did such a good job of making players feel more
individually
valued.
valuable.
Yeah.
That's true, but I also do agree that the player count is part of Battlefield. If I'm honest, I think that the reason why the player count doesn't always seem right is more a failure of map design.
How you use and channel the players.
Exactly.
So these maps and operations just channel a lot of people into a very small space, which is what I think does not work.
And that actually does work well with smaller player counts.
Yeah, like 24. You're welcome, Joel. We are reading through the chat, and you guys, if you have any requests or is there anything you'd like me to do or see, again, we actually just fired this up this morning. This is the first time we've been playing. Oh, here's my customized character. So we're down to test anything you want us to test in these first couple of matches. I'm going to be honest, I'm not familiar with the maps and modes just yet because we just started playing. So you guys are going to learn with us.
And we are running out of time, basically.
Cool.
It is 12:30 Pacific Standard Time.
We're all going to stand here and not emote. This is my emote. Haha!
Yeah, I'm still anti-reflex sight, I have to admit.
It's very not World War II.
Very not.
But, you know, there was a World War I game, Battlefield 1, that had all automatic weapons, which was not World War I. So
yeah.
I don't think authenticity is a thing.
I can live with it if the map design and the objective placements are good.
All right, squad, cluster screw. Everybody's on fire. Everybody just ran through the fire and caught on fire. Have we played a single player yet? I've played 3 war stories. I probably won't do it again on stream. They're good. I enjoy them. It's not a draw personally when it comes to Battlefield. I don't play Battlefield for single player, but if you want single player, you know, this is the game this year that has it.
Let's see, where was it? Joseph Miller asked, I'm not sure if y'all addressed this, but can you slide prone like in the trailer or slide into prone? It's
really like a weird,
question.
it's probably a lot easier to do on console, so it's like a weird double click.
You gotta click and press a whole bunch of stuffs.
It's a double tap on something. That guy's pretty effectively laying fire down that alleyway. This is where if I have my medic.
Tanner Hartman says reflex sights existed in World War II. They were called NIDAR sights.
Ha!
It's true that a lot of modern optics are based on things that were designed a lot earlier than you think they were, but I think the general complaint is the prevalence of those things. You know, you could even still make the same case that a lot of people said about World War I in Battlefield 1 about the automatic weapons. You can still say that about World War II. A lot of the early fighting in World War II was still bolt-action rifles. The German army was still horseback-based at the time.
All right, I'm gonna try and drag. There's like a guy up there. I don't think drag is an option.
U.S. Marines were using bolt-action rifles
this is where I should be,
most of the war, actually.
This is where I'm supposed to be using my smoke. And now they're behind us.
Army got the Garand.
Jesus. Everywhere. They're everywhere!
General BD21 is asking, have you customized your weapons yet?
I did customize one weapon. I can show it to you in just a second. It seemed pretty robust. A lot of individual menus to do it. But I'd be happy before we hop off stream to show you guys again.
Now that's in terms of cosmetics, right? Like, what's available in terms of...
Jesus.
I mean, you had the reflex sight, but is there an attachment unlock system? The way we've seen... Oh, you're just in all kinds of trouble.
Now I'm getting
now.
grenade spammed. Yay. This is like a series of real bad funnels.
You gotta pick these guys up, Aaron.
Yeah, but there's a guy
You're
like
leaving
right
your boys on the
here.
ground.
There's a guy like right there, and he's trying to kill me.
Ooh.
All right, got him through it, and grenade spam.
Headshot through the car.
There's a man right here, and I don't know what to... Oh, okay, well that helps. Thank you to whoever just opened that wall up. This feels like a map to open walls. You know, when it gets all close quarters like this, I'm just going to say it, you need to lower the player count. Otherwise, it just turns into just getting shot from everywhere.
I kind of have to admit that I like the chaos a little bit.
Yeah.
I understand that it's frustrating, but I like at least that it's focused. Like there's you're focused on an objective. That's sort of the old Rush way. Like, you know, how many people maybe in the chat can remember how much fun it was, especially in Bad Company 2, to have only one crate left to arm as an attacker and know that everybody was pouring all of their resources into that one objective. Of course, also lower player count, so maybe bad example, but...
Can I lean? No, I can't lean. All right, let's see if we can get a play going. You know, I want to know if I can do things like blow through this wall. Oh, there's an upstairs. All right. All right. Let's go look at an interior space. Nope. Okay. There's a ladder. All right. We're going places. Into a bell tower. Ha! Oh, that was...
Zombie Killer Yamato says, you mean it becomes COD? No, I don't think it becomes COD when there's an objective that everybody is piling onto. It becomes more focused. Like, Battlefield, to me, is about the variety of the experience, not just one way or another. You know, I think it's easy to say that Call of Duty, especially in its objective modes or team deathmatch or actually just regular multiplayer, a lot of to me, even though I like it, every match is really kind of the same. With Battlefield, there's open areas, there's condensed areas. Each part of the match is different, and the experience changes over the course of the entire match.
Yes.
Nice hit.
This is how I work.
And so I like that sometimes it's far away and sometimes it's really
99.
frantic and up close. That's sort of the idea.
Yeah, but and like I said, you know, we like to have a variety of opinions. I think everybody at the GameSpot office has their own opinions about stuff. I think that Black Ops 4 corrected a lot of those problems, particularly with their objective modes. Black Ops 4 just has some of my favorite objective modes. That bell is... Can I ring? Can I ring it?
Ring the bell.
Ring that bell.
Got another rocket left?
If you're gonna talk about small...
I can't unsee the bell now.
If you're gonna talk about small objective-based stuff like this, where it's piling up, then Black Ops, their mode is so good.
And you know, this is what you're doing right here is another part of that too, right? Like when it gets super condensed in Battlefield, in a good Battlefield game, you start opening up routes, you start opening up walls, you start taking out the environment to change the battle.
He's behind me. Black Ops 4, you might be surprised. I was kind of a lapsed Battlefield player, and I was heavily drawn to Black Ops 4 this year because of the objective-based modes and the hero shooter aspects of it. I will go to bat for Black Ops 4 as it's the first Black Ops. Oh, we're supposed to be setting. That's what it is. We're supposed to be setting charges.
It's Rush style.
Yeah, Black Ops 4 is the first Call of Duty game that I have played in a very long time, like since Modern Warfare.
General BD21 asked, "Does debris still kill you?"
Yep, I was
Very
totally.
good question.
I was killed by a supply drop earlier. I think it was a friendly supply drop that killed me.
All the times that I was killed by a piece of building hitting me in the head, and I think Battlefield 3, I think, is where I had it the most.
So this is kind of Rush light.
Yeah, it is. I can handle that. I like it. I like it.
They're going through the poppies. It's,
yeah, that is ripe for flanking.
I will say that this optic has been way better. I don't know. Think you can make a flank? You can try.
Go for it.
Nope.
Oh.
This is verboten.
You are not allowed to cross that road.
But it told me.
You know, my memory might be weak, but I feel like
Oh, now I'm out of
Bad
bullets.
Company 2 in particular made Out of Bounds a little bit more of a map design than just an arbitrary out of bounds area. But I might be totally wrong about that in hindsight.
Somebody give me bullets because I don't have them. So this is the attrition system.
All right, there you go. You got bullets.
Oh, there was one behind us? Sorry, I have not. This is the first time I played these maps, so I actually don't know legitimately where to go right now. We just fired it up this morning. Any interesting questions from the chat? Ragdoll is good, man. Where was that guy? I don't know if that was a possible shot.
Hawkeye Sheen says, very fast gameplay. I miss the old BF games.
I would like them to slow it down. And to be fair, we haven't played any Conquest yet. I think that's where I'm going to head next. This is, by nature, fast. Given that everybody's basically honing in on the same objectives. I don't know what these do yet. Oh, those are the artillery pieces that we're supposed to be destroying, possibly? All right. So we're fighting in on these things. I mean, anything's better than the, remember Walker Assault from the first?
From Battlefront, the first Battlefront?
Yeah, it was
not
like...
the first of the new Battlefronts.
You had to, take points, and then you had to make telephone calls to space, and then the telephone calls brought in Y-Wings, and then the Y-Wings dropped an ion shield, and then you had to shoot the thing at the right time.
Yeah.
That was a convoluted mode.
That was very convoluted. Not an altogether bad idea, but it did not work very well.
I can get an airplane, maybe. Can I get a rear seat? I gotta flip my controls before that's gonna matter.
Nick says, I miss modern setting. I hear you. We were talking about earlier, World War III scratches that itch a little bit. Early access on Steam right now. It's very Battlefield 3/4-y.
I was a little bit concerned when everybody got super excited about the World War I Battlefield because everybody says they want World War I and World War II, but everybody was so fatigued as hell of those games 10 years ago, and I think maybe they want a quick hit, but I don't think they want a full franchise direction to go back. Everything, for older gamers out there, everything used to be World War II. All of the games.
Right, you couldn't get away from it.
You just could not get away from World War II. And everybody was sick of it. Then everybody got a little sick of Modern Warfare titles. That bell is still there. And then everybody said they were sick of Modern Warfare titles, so we're back in World War II. But in all honesty, I have a feeling that World War II fatigue still
Bob Jones wants to know if you have rocketed the bell yet. Gotta ring that bell.
I can try. It's a waste of a rocket, but let's do it.
That's your opinion.
Almost.
That's a miss, man.
Let me get more. I need more bullets.
It's Alex for Short says, I think all fans want Bad Company 3. I want to say that is probably true, right? Are there Battlefield fans who don't want Bad Company 3?
Maybe the only thing I can think of is people who just didn't come into the franchise at that point.
That makes sense. Okay.
There are people who came into the franchise in Battlefield 4, and they may not want it because they just don't know about it.
Yeah, like Battlefield 3 and 4 was where EA made such a huge push to try and take as much Call of Duty market share as possible. It's when they introduced Team Deathmatch and made sort of like smaller, more COD-friendly modes in the game.
But to their credit, they were uniquely Battlefield. They weren't like a copy. David Goldfarb, who was heading it up at that time, I think just made some incredible maps. They were rush maps. They were horseshoe-shaped or like kind of snake-shaped maps. So they were going for that Call of Duty market share, but they distinctly made a Battlefield game out of it. All right, maybe I can ring. Nope.
Ali says, GameSpot, is not acceptable for a AAA game to be released unfinished, and we look up to you guys and other reviewers to push back and criticize it. We did a sort of conversation video about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, about World War III versus Battlefield 5, and part of that conversation, I think, Aaron, you were saying that looking at the Battlefield roadmap and what was forthcoming, it does actually seem like Battlefield 5, relatively speaking, is something of an early access game of its own.
It feels that way to me. Honestly, it feels like an early access title. I would make your purchasing decision. I don't know. We'll do a full review. I don't want to speak for our reviewer who's playing it right now. I will say that...
Yeah, we're not reviewing the game.
I will say this. You can buy this game... You can start playing this game for $15 right now through Origin Access, which is a monthly subscription. And then just don't renew your subscription and make a decision for yourself. So you're basically paying an early access price. Like World War III is $28. So if you're on the fence about this, pay $15 and try it for a month. And if you don't like it, cool. Like no big deal.
I think something to be said too, and I don't think it's in a way it's a concession to Electronic Arts or some of these other game companies, but it's pretty common right now that when a game launches, it's really not that finished.
Early access is
like it's it's leaked into the AAA model, and it's so much more common now that a game is like really kind of all that you want it to be a year later or 6 months later, and if you're lucky, that's the point where the game is finally being discounted.
I totally forgot about building. That's another thing. I think a lot of people's acceptance of early access titles is just based on how much they like the game, and there's been a lot of controversy around this game. So maybe it has a bit higher of a threshold for people to accept it as such. But I don't think it would be fair for us to say, we don't like a game because it's unfinished, simply because of what Ryan said, which is that early access is now just like kind of a very common model, and I don't think it's going to go back. There are pros and cons to it, like the ability to develop a game with your audience. The price point can definitely influence your decision. Like if you don't feel like something's a full $60 game, then straight up don't buy it. Don't buy it until it's done. When you perceive the game is done, then buy it. That's what I've done for Sea of Thieves, actually. So I felt that way about Sea of Thieves. I made the mistake with No Man's Sky of playing No Man's Sky before it was done, and I regret it. I actually wished I'd waited on No Man's Sky and played it now. I'm not going to play...
That's sort of what I did, yeah.
I'm not going to play Sea of Thieves until it's a full game because I just know I'll get bored. I can't even go there. I know that I'll just get bored and then I won't come back when it's a full game. So, long story short, our responsibility is to tell you what's in it, and you make the purchasing decision yourself.
Don't go out of bounds.
I don't have any bullets right now. This is the attrition system. So I did well, and now I kind of get what some of the YouTubers are talking about. So I did too well, and now I'm out of bullets.
Classic Battlefield.
$10 says that guy gets domed in the next 3 seconds.
Oh, there we go. Oh, nice.
Did he die?
Yeah, he did. I think. Yeah. Triple kill.
Nice. I did a thing. Nope.
Check with Combo wants to know if we can build something.
Oh yeah. No, happily. Let me.
Do some building. Show the building mechanics.
I will go.
It looks awfully frantic for having building mechanics. Like,
I will go back.
Is it practical to use them very often?
Sorry, I was like interrupting. That's a very good question, Ryan. I think the building mechanics are made for conquest and smaller maps.
Goodness.
The building stuff is made for larger maps with larger spaces between them. I do not think, my honest opinion is that they do not work when there's this many people in one spot. You just don't have enough time, and if you do it, they'll just get destroyed so quickly that it's not a meaningful mechanic.
Right.
But I would very much like to test it out on Conquest, where there's larger spaces and larger amounts of time.
Right, like you take over an objective and you've got a minute to actually do something about it.
The person who asked earlier about environmental stuff, I got killed by one of these before. It landed on my head and actually killed me.
GameSpot, our GameSpot says, damn, if only he had an LMG there. Yeah, you would have just mowed that whole squad
You
down.
know, that first LMG doesn't have the big clip. If we have another 10 minutes, I kind of want to hop into Conquest really quick just to see what it's like.
All right.
How are you guys feeling out there?
10 minutes.
Does a Nazi symbol mean that much to you? Yeah, you know, they did try and, like, take over the world, like, legitimately. So... But yeah, like in fiction, like if there's a Nazi movie, yeah, it's probably accurate and should be in a movie about Nazis. I think the Nazi, okay, don't quote me on this, but I think the Nazi symbol was removed from this. It's been removed from games because of the laws in Germany, which actually changed recently. I think when it's artistically or thematically correct, they now allow Nazi symbols to be in fiction or be in movies and content in Germany where appropriate, not if it's like uses hate speech or something like that. Oh god, I do not like this map. Okay, we're gonna pop into Conquest real quick. I really want to see it. Yeah, but yeah, like I'm all right. I like obviously it's your personal opinion, but I'm okay with Nazi symbols where it's historically accurate or like thematically appropriate, like American History X or something like that, where they're trying to show how disgusting that kind of nationalism is. Okay.
Conquest.
You know.
So there is not server browser?
There is. I think most people are in Conquest. I think we had to do advanced, play, multiplayer, advanced.
There we go.
Modes.
Conquest. All right. Let's see. Wait, that's it?
That's pretty high ping right now. Should we see if it just puts us in one if we go to random?
These are all full, though.
These are German and English
They're packed.
servers. Are there other? No, I think right now all we got is Grand Operations.
So there's only a couple of Conquest?
Breakthrough. We'd have to play in a... We'd have to play in a high-paying English or German server. But I kind of want to see it. Maybe let me try hitting the just join button and just see what happens.
All right.
There's a halfway decent chance this is just going to kick us into a solo match, which is a thing that Battlefield 1 did a lot. Let's see. What are you going to do? You gonna put me in
After that, we will be getting out of here.
Okay. We're going to be playing starting today through the weekend. We'll have a review for you hopefully early next week. And yeah, it's like an interesting one. It feels like a Battlefield game that they're getting out the door now. You can pay $15 and play it through Origin Access if you don't want to pay full price. But it feels like a lot of the features are not going to be fully there until March, including Firestorm, which is a tough window. It's going to be competing with games like Anthem and Division 2. You know, as Ryan's pointed out, Ryan and I both did a piece on World War III. And if you're looking for more of a Battlefield 3-4 experience, World War III is early access for $28 and digging into that currently. I don't think it's going to give us a match. All right, well, we might have to hop into or cut you guys some gameplay of that later on.
Too bad.
And let me go back to server browser real quick and just give it one last
try. All right.
Let's give it the old college try.
But we thank everybody for joining us today to check out Battlefield 5.
You know what? Instead of waiting in a server browser for a while, let's close the stream out by somebody had asked again for us to go to the armory.
Oh, sure.
So I just wanted to show you what that looks like real quick. So, you know, like I said, we're not that far in.
So those are the weapons you've unlocked so far?
I got to distinguish between company and armory. Okay, so company is your soldier. Got some sick flute music going down. Armory is your weapons.
Gelster Schnitter wants a shout out.
So is this is a purchasing section. This kicked me into an area where I buy things, features. So we got some veteran stuff. All right, menus.
Classic Battlefield.
I just want to customize my weapons, please.
All right, so here's some. Nope.
Shipments featured. Where are my guns?
Maybe.
Oh, we were queued up for Conquest while that was doing it.
Be careful what you wish for.
So you still have to quit out of a match to customize your guns.
Yes.
And oh god, no. We're not doing this map. They probably should just hire a menu guy. I think you and I have covered Battlefield for like a decade now, and I swear to God, I think we've been bitching about the menus for an entire decade.
I think that's true.
Bad Company wasn't bad, actually. Like, Bad Company had the scrolling menus, which weren't too bad. But good God, man. I'm just trying to customize a rifle, and I'm like trying to get through the menus. They're under your company.
They're under your company. Okay, thank you, Gaming with Bix.
Your company.
So you just go to the class. Presumably, once you get into customize, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
So I did do web design in college, and they're saying was more clicks is less clicks, meaning like...
That is the opposite philosophy.
Yeah,
here.
You should have way fewer clicks. Okay, customize. So I'll just flip through real quick. Here's some different sites. I will say...
Okay, all right.
I will say this optic was way better. You can do your handguard, receiver.
So those are...
Paint jobs.
These are paint jobs. What about like attachments? Like, what is your? What
so
can
those
you do to change how the weapon behaves?
Those are in specializations. So the specializations are what impact how the weapon handles, but you're locked into it. So like,
you have that. I gotta be honest, that kind of drives me nuts.
So
I miss the, I don't want to say good old days. I miss the Battlefield 3 and 4 days where you could go to Synthic and look at how each attachment would affect the behavior of the weapon, and you could kit out all of your weapons based on how you wanted them to behave.
So if I want to start
and
again...
you can change that at any time if you change your mind. As long as you had all the attachments unlocked, obviously, which took forever.
All right, chat, let's figure this out. So if I want to customize this weapon, this is paint. So I think we have to replace the weapon. So it only says 2 of 8. So, okay, let's equip it. And then, so that's customizing visually. But what if you want to specialize it? Okay. Requires rank 1, so you have to make a certain number of kills. And then you have to pay credits, it looks like. So that's a weird way to put it. Replace weapon. So let's go back to our first gun and look at our...
You know, for all of the criticism that Battlefield Hardline gets, let's be honest. Best weapon unlock system Battlefield has ever had. It was a money system. You earned money through playing matches, and you could unlock the weapons you wanted, unlock the attachments you wanted, and go after exactly what you wanted.
So this is my favorite class. So let's say we wanted to start here, right? Let's think this through. So, okay, so there is an MG here and a shotgun. Okay, but that's locked, so I can't do it yet. All right, so this one has progression, so it looks like you got to use it, and then... So this is already specialized. Okay, so the first gun that you're given is already sub-specialized. So it looks like you have to... Why is this so confusing? So it looks like you have to replace the weapon with something else and then start working through its unlock tree. So does that mean that we're not getting any progression? It could mean we're not getting progression on these starting weapons. Maybe it's something that just unlocks at a certain point. Yeah, so that's not as good as weapon attachments. I'm just going to call the ball on that one. I would rather just have good old-fashioned weapon attachments.
Yeah. Oh, well.
All
right, is that it?
All right, yeah, unless anybody has any more burning questions, we're going to get on playing a bunch more Battlefield and get on our review for next week.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Not final thoughts, but current thoughts.
Current thoughts. We did a piece which you should go check out last week, which was World War III versus Battlefield 5. And my opinion, based on the first couple hours of Battlefield 5, have not changed. I think if you're looking for the Battlefield 3-4 experience, you should go check out World War III for $28. If you're into World War II and sort of a more polished experience with better graphics and slightly better shooting, the classic DICE experience, then I would suggest you go pay $15 for Origin Access, which is a monthly subscription, and try it for the first month. And if you like it, then you can stick with it.
That's totally fair.
Most of this game, despite what the DICE has told me in interviews, just my personal feeling is that most of this game is going to be there by March. It's going to slowly roll out until March, and by spring we should have Firestorm. That's when I think the game that was pitched at E3 is going to be fully in place.
Got it.
And if you want to be along for that ride, then it's got your classic Battlefield shooting. The explosions are great. Sound design is fantastic as ever. Destruction is pretty darn good so far from what we've seen.
It looks really good, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, final conclusion from our first stream is that it's got a little ways to go. If you want to get in on the ground floor, check it out this week on Origin Early Access.
That's how it looks to me. I mean, yeah. I think there's enough there now that if you just want to play Battlefield, you can get in there and play Battlefield.
Yeah.
But definitely seems like it's a down the road finished game.
There's not a lot of maps right now, and there's 2 modes. Of course, this is the review build, so it's possible that's why those other modes aren't here. But one of those modes is Team Deathmatch, which I have very strong opinions about. Shouldn't be in Battlefield,
of course,
because Battlefield is Team Deathmatch when you get to the objective. So yeah, I just can't quite form an opinion yet. It's
right.
Too early, and we'll
be figuring it out.
We got to figure out what's here.
Right.
What is the full package right now, and what's going to be, another slightly confusing thing, not to draw this out too much, is there's going to be a decent amount of content within the first month.
Right.
And within the first month, I think we're going to get with shooting range, potentially rush, large tank battles. So it's in a weird spot where we're gonna have to wait a couple weeks for that stuff.
I will definitely not be able to form a final opinion until I've played Rush.
Yeah.
Because I miss Rush, and that's my favorite mode. So until I get that, I'm gonna be off.
Awesome.
Other than that, GameSpot is having a 72-hour charity live stream this weekend. Just about everybody from GameSpot is going to be playing at some point over those 72 hours from all of our different offices, from the U.S., from the UK and Australia. It's for charity. It's to benefit children. Everybody should show up. Definitely donate. And we'll see you on the next stream.
We'll see you there. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome.
Have a good one.